Man, I was thinking today about, the glory days. And everybody has their period where they look to where it's like, yeah, back in the NES, back in the SNES, back in the PS1, PS2, whatever era, whatever generation really stands out to you as like your golden years of gaming. And I was thinking about that, and for me, it's definitely the PS2. The that generation is where I have the most nostalgia built up in my brain of just going through Blockbuster and what's that damn random game sitting there? Okay, Second Sight, sure, I'm picking up Second Sight, and where it's going to be a Second Sight type of weekend, random weird ass game that you never in a million years would have heard about if it wasn't for Blockbuster, and just kind of roaming the aisles of the Blockbuster at the time, and all the random fun games you would just pick up and dabble with for a bit. And I was just thinking to those times and how much I enjoyed that period of existence. And I started thinking though, like, what makes that time period so special, and why do I think about that time period as like my favorite time in gaming ever? And maybe that's a whole different topic for a whole different day, just diving into what made the PS2 generation so special. But I started thinking about modern gaming and why, in a way, like it kind of hit me that I think I enjoy gaming more now even than I did back then. And there's a number of different reasons, but the thing that hit me immediately was that comparison to Blockbuster, and I started thinking about Game Pass. And I was like, "Oh damn. Yeah, that is a kind of similar thing. Of course, you don't have the physical factor that is crucial to this equation of Blockbuster actually being able to go in and see the box copy and be able to read the details on the back, and there's something special about just having a physical space to walk around and exist inside of. But there is that similar in terms of the experience with the game. It's pretty damn similar where I'll just see something random on Game Pass that I never in a million years would have bought. But the fact that it comes with my $20 a month subscription, I'm like, sure, Dungeons of Hinterberg, show me what you got. And then it's like, oh, damn. Yeah, this is possibly my game of the year. It's absolutely incredible. And so many instances over the years where that has happened to me, where it's like Game Pass kind of like Forza Horizon 5. I was totally out of racing games. Like I just didn't play racing games much at all. And Forza Horizon 5 in 2021 comes out, and I boot it up because it's a part of the service. I already pay for it. Sure, why not download this game and check it out? I've never played a Forza game before that. And I just fell in love. I was like, holy shit, this is amazing. And then from that point on, I'm like, okay, I'm looking forward to the next Need for Speed game. Need for Speed Unbound comes out. I checked that out. And like, I'm actually looking forward to racing games for the first time maybe in my life because of Forza Horizon 5. And so then the spiral continues in my mind. And I'm like, that's actually true for a couple of different things where for the first time in my life, I'm kind of looking forward to fighting games as well. And it's like all these weird perfect storms that if I start to psychoanalyzing this shit, I'm like, damn, I'm really in a good mental spot with games where I feel like really curious about a lot of shit, like really wanting to open up my mind and possibly get into genres that I had been out of for years, or get into genres for the first time ever. Like, I don't know. I just want to try everything because I've been proven wrong so many times in the past few years where it's like, I don't really vibe with racing games anymore. Then boom, I jump into Forza Horizon 5 and I'm like, oh, fucking racing games are sick as shit. Why have I been missing out on this for so long? And then same thing with fighting games where Mortal Kombat 1, they reboot it, and I'm like, okay, this is the perfect time for me to jump in because I haven't played a Mortal Kombat game in years since the PS2 era before jumping into Mortal Kombat 1. I jump in, I'm like, oh my god, man, this is so fun. I forgot how chill and fun this can be if you're just, wanting to kind of sit there, take in the story, invest in some degree to understand the mechanics, but I'm not really trying to go in and play this thing, at Evo. I'm not trying to have some crazy competitive match or anything like that, but there's still a lot of fun to be had just chilling and vibing with the story. And then so after playing Mortal Kombat 1, I move on and I check out Street Fighter 6 when it comes out. Really damn solid game. And then Tekken 8 comes out and I'm like, well, damn, I'm kind of in this vibe where I'm really enjoying fighting games. I pick up Tekken 8, really enjoy it as well. And now I'm looking forward to upcoming fighting games like the Dragon Ball Z Sparking Zero. I really want to check that out now. And so, like, I don't think that this is... I'm not saying that we're in the best generation ever or anything like that. I don't think that's true. I think that's pretty far from being true. I could think of quite a few generations that are better than this generation. I think what I'm saying is, like, and of course there's the factor of just I'm entering into my 30s and for the first time ever have a little bit of disposable income. So there's that thing where, yeah, you can kind of allow yourself to be a little bit more open-minded than whenever you only had $40, $50 that you could spend on a new game. It's like, yeah, you're going to be really fucking selective whenever you have limited income. You're going to want to make sure that you pick up something that you're going to enjoy. And so, of course, timing is everything with any of this shit. But I think we're in a good spot in a number of different ways, And I think that, like, licensed games, just kind of staying on that same page of checking out shit that I never in a million years would have even thought that I would be interested in. Hogwarts Legacy in 2023. I don't have any interest in Harry Potter whatsoever. It comes out, it looks really good. I'm like, you know what? Sure. Let's see what this is about. And then it's like, oh my God, this is absolutely fantastic. And then Quidditch comes out. I don't know anything about Quidditch. I jump into that. I was like, okay, well, I enjoyed Hogwarts. Let's see if there's any crossover, any carryover into this Quidditch thing. Quidditch wasn't amazing by any stretch of the imagination, but it was fine. And there's something about that energy, that spirit of just like, riding that wave while it's happening, because there's definitely times that I can be pretty close-minded to games. So I'm like, I don't think that's for me. I'm not going to check it out. And I at this very moment right now, as I'm recording this, I feel like I'm in a real good mental spot with games where it's like I want to try out a little bit of everything to see what really clicks with me. Like, I'm not an Atlas guy. I'm not a Persona guy whatsoever. But Metaphor ReFantazio is on the horizon. I'm like, yeah, shit, yeah. Let's see what this is about. I'll download the demo, check this out, and if it really clicks with me, I'll pick that thing up and try to actually really put some time into one of their titles, because I know people talk about it as the cream of the crop, the creme de la creme. Like, I want to see that shit. I want to experience it. I want to be a part of that hype, and I think that's another thing where I enjoy doing this shit so much, and having, like, it's crazy to even have a couple hundred people tune into something you're doing to hear some random ass dude's opinion about video games. Like, I don't take that for granted. That's a really cool, really special thing, and I think that does add to my overall enthusiasm for the industry and playing games and trying to be open-minded, because, like, not to sound so cynical or content oriented, but there is a part of me where it's like, yeah, it probably makes for better content to not only be playing the same shit over and over and over and talking about the same style of games over and over and over, and then so that cycle, sort of repeats itself, where I'm wanting to try to get outside of my comfort zone a little bit in the hopes to make better content, but in doing that, I'm actually finding a lot of shit that I enjoy outside of my comfort zone, so it's kind of like a win-win. But it's a weird generation, no doubt, where I have so many complaints about so many different things, and we could go on and on about that. And so it's weird to be making this video where I'm like, I think I'm enjoying games more right now than ever, when I do have so many complaints. Like, I'm disappointed with PlayStation's first party output. I'm disappointed with Xbox's first party output. They're starting to pick up, but then making it to where you don't even need to own the Xbox. Like there's no, shouldn't say no, but there's less exclusives than ever on their platform. And it's like, okay, well, why the hell did I buy this? There's a bunch of different things you can pick apart, complain about. I think the AAA industry as a whole has become far less creative than it ever was in the past. But then again, you can counter a lot of that stuff by going, oh, okay, well, cool. You're disappointed in PlayStation and Xbox. Now there's a whole damn Steam Deck that you can go buy and play almost any game that's ever fucking existed on a handheld device that is incredibly, incredibly powerful. Oh, you're disappointed with the lack of creativity in the AAA space? Well, go check out these indies. Go check out these Dungeons of Hinterbergs. Go check out these fucking Balatros and Indicas of the world. And games that are, doing really, really interesting, unique shit. And sure, it's not the same as seeing a AAA game be extremely bold, extremely weird, extremely innovative. But you'll catch little glimpses of that as well. You'll catch your Immortals of Aviums and your Banishers Ghost of New Edens and your Kunitsugami Path of the Goddess. Like just random new IP that pop up here and there where you're like, oh shit, okay, this is something very different. I do think it's far too infrequent, the amount of those style of games that we get in the modern gaming climate. But yeah, just taking a step back from all of that and also looking, like we were talking about with the Steam Deck, just looking at gaming overall. The fact that there are this many options, the fact that we're now seeing retro games come back to modern platforms or be available on modern platforms for the first time through stuff like PlayStation Plus Premium, and the fact that you have your Series X sitting there as an option where you can go and put your 360 disc into that system or download a vast majority of that 360 library to your Series X console and be able to experience that entire generation, or I should say a majority of that generation on your Series X. I wish they would be a little bit better with their original Xbox catalog, but not trying to nitpick too much. Try to keep this positive. But yeah, it would be great to see more OG Xbox games that are available on the Series X. And then Nintendo has their subscription service as well, where you can play a lot of classic games. So it's like, it feels like we're getting closer and closer to a point where almost everything is available and accessible. We're still so far away from that, but I'm not going to say most, but a lot of the heavy hitters, the classic heavy hitters from the past, are currently available on modern platforms. And I love seeing that step and moving in that direction. So it's like, I feel like I'm kind of being, okay, I miss Blockbuster for sure. That's a major part of my past. But then I kind of got Game Pass that somewhat fills that void. I miss the creativity from that PS2 OG Xbox era. But then I got the indies that kind of satisfy me in that regard. And, like when you're younger, not having that disposable income that you have when you're an adult. And so just all of these things kind of mesh together, and then being able to access a lot of those classic games that I loved when I was a kid. Like, just, it feels like it's a perfect storm right now where I am just enjoying games more than ever. So yeah, man, once again, no idea where the hell I'm going with this video, but just felt positive about not even necessarily the state of modern gaming. I guess the state of mind I am in currently in regards to gaming. So that's what this video is about. You can't win them all.